Hi there, this is ElitheLion's from the Heaven Clan, and I'm just going to do a quick video response to the video that Sturm just uploaded, which is featuring me. It's the first video. I would like to have done something shorter, but that's the only one I had on hand, and we just wanted to try it out. Special thanks to Sturm for doing it. I would have loved to narrate the video by myself, but I don't have the software, so I couldn't really do that. Here. Let me just fix this real fast. Turn that on. Okay. So first things first, this was a scored FFA. I believe it was 15K and 5 players. There was 5 players, which I don't really like doing 5-player games, seeing how it's uneven and it makes it unfair for some people. But in this game, it really didn't turn out like that. And I still hated to be the one left out, but since it was scored, I did something I normally don't do. I took my cataphracts and I charged straight into the back of Selly and Rome, Seleucids and Rome, which got me some good kills with minimal casualties, which was good. The second thing you'll notice me do was when, was it Scipii? I believe it was Scipii. Was going down that hill and trying to take the high ground, and then on the other side Julii was coming up and trying to take the high ground. You'll notice that I put my archers in front and had them firing at the backs of Scipii as he ran down the hill. That got me some great kills, really good kills. And you'll also notice that I kept my cataphracts directly behind my archers to keep Scipii from doing cav charges into him, if he even had any cav left. But anyways, that one, when I charged up the hill to take out some Scipii infantry, I got all of his infantry, which was good. But when I didn't leave fast enough, so his cav engaged mine, and he did have the hill advantage, which helped him a little bit, but not much compared to seeing how I had so many cataphracts. And then, as you know, Julii came down and he smacked his back and it routed him, and that's how he died. I probably wouldn't do that again if I had the chance. I would have taken out his infantry because that was good kills and it didn't cost me anything. But I probably would have retreated faster, just because I did lose some cataphracts there, but not many. So you'll notice, and then Julii came on top of the hill, which was Leo, and Leo's a pretty good player. I played him a couple times, and we sat there for a good while talking. I was trying to get him off the hill, but he didn't want to get off the hill, so that's why I made that quick move to the left, which I did that because, like Sturm already said, you don't want to get in a slugfest with Rome versus Armenia. Armenia is really a skirmish faction that is all about archers and cavalry, and he could have completely destroyed my infantry with his infantry, which he pretty much did the second time we went up the hill. But I made the mistake going up the hill the first time of not keeping my cataphracts in the back to protect my rear. So he did be able to rout a pike unit. And the reason that pike unit routed so easily was because it was facing the wrong way, but more so because it was in loose formation and he was using wedge. I know Sturm doesn't really like to use wedge, but I'll just go ahead and say right here, their wedge and the normal formation both have their advantages. Wedge, what it does is it drives into the unit, separates the unit, and completely breaks the morale. That's why we use it in 31K to charge through, breaks the unit, mass rout. Whereas just regular formation has a bigger area, so it causes more damage. Sort of. I think they're pretty much even, but wedge does have more uses than the normal formation, and you can use it more finely. So I stayed there, and we were at like a draw, so we just kind of waited there for a second. I got all of his archers, which was good, but my archers were pretty much out of arrows, so what I did was turned off the auto fire so I can conserve it, and I was trying to get a cav. I don't know why that one part you saw me just shooting all my arrows towards the urban that was, I must have done that on accident, but yeah, didn't really mean to do that. Oh, that one time that I sent my horse archer up around his right flank when he was still on the very top of the hill. What I was trying to do with that is try to draw his Praetorian cav out around in front of his infantry where I could fire him from the back of with my archers and get some good kills. It didn't really work because Armenia has really bad morale, so they just broke when they got in the midst of those infantry. But it was okay because I still got to get those good kills because they chased them out around in front of my infantry, in front of his infantry, so that was good. You see that I use fire arrows quite a bit. I normally don't use fire arrows that often. There's just 2 points I use fire arrows. One is when an enemy is retreating, I fire their backs. Main reason, it does more damage on the backs, and because it decreases morale. And that's the reason why I use it. But the second thing is when my men are engaged with other men, and I'm trying to surround them, or they're trying to surround me, I position my archers, if there's not a cav threat, position my archers on either flank in the back, fire them. It really decreases morale and makes them break a lot easier. That second time I moved up, he did the smart thing. I should have went a little bit farther back so I could have got my troops in order faster, but he did the right thing. He charged straight at me with his inf. My archers were pretty much out of arrows, so what you saw is I put them in tight formation, and then I put them in the backs of my pikes. What that does is it's kind of like a buffer, like on a bumper car. So when he comes in with his cav charge and it hits me in the rear, it doesn't rout my pikes, it routs the archers, which is good. And then I just came in and, like you said, cataphracts, they do the most damage. They're slow, and they do have decreased stamina, but they're really powerful if you know how to use them. So I got him, and it was a good battle, and he really did take down most of my units. It was a pretty even fight, just because my archers were out of arrows, and then he had more infantry than I did, and better infantry, but I did have that cav advantage, which ended up being what did it for me. If you have a light, he was saying that it's a very good pin faction of the eastern factions. The pikes in Armenia, they're good enough to hold pretty much all units for roughly 20-30 seconds, depending on how many upgrades it has. So if you can remove your cav in the back, Armenia is all about the cav and archers. The pikes are just there to support your cav sometimes, but mainly just to hold the enemy infantry long enough for you to hit them in the back with your cav. That's why you always want to keep, I see these guys, and that's really how I win most FFAs. And I used to do the same thing. What they do is they separate their cav and their infantry, and they think about it as two different battles. First you do the cav battle, so you beat the cav and the cav fight it out, and whoever wins the cav usually wins the second part. Then you take the infantry and use the cav. Well, that's not what you want to do. What you want to do is keep your cav behind your infantry, and don't engage your cav until your infantry is engaged. Otherwise, what's either going to happen is your infantry is going to get hammered in the back by their cav, or you're not going to have any cav to fight their cav, so the same thing is going to happen. You never want to think about it as two different battles, cavalry and then infantry. It's all one battle. Second part I did was when I was storming up that hill with Carthage. Carthage was actually quite a threat, because I had one pike left and he was really bad depleted, and then I had 3 archers which were depleted, but then I had my cavalry, and the cavalry, like I said, is Armenia's biggest advantage, because they're relatively cheap compared to like Carthage, Macedon, Rome. Armenia's pretty cheap, and if you can get good cav for a decent amount, a little bit of infantry and archers, then you're good. So what I did was I knew that my cataphracts, they have really good, really good defense. So I went ahead and charged them straight into that testudo. Testudo plus cataphracts, like Sturm already said, they aren't going to last long. So I charged straight into them. Now, I didn't just leave them there to fight because I saw those pikes running up. What I decided to do was, like he said, using it as a screen, ran my pikes in, at the same time run my infantry up to his left flanks. While he was worried about getting his infantry down on my cav, which was not a good move by him, he should have retreated his infantry up, because by coming down to my cav, he was giving me the height advantage, and that's what ended up doing it. And that's pretty much it. Same thing with the horse archers going up there on top with Seleucid and trying to get those archers. It was stupid, but it didn't really matter because they were out of arrows, depleted. I was just trying to get some kills, which ended up kind of backfiring on me because it just gave him more kills. But still, I can't really do anything about it. And like I said, they routed so easily just because they didn't have to engage with any of the infantry or cavalry. They just had such horrible morale that they just broke. So that's about it. I'm gonna go ahead and every time Sturm uploads a video with me in it, I'm gonna try to get the rest of the guys to do this too. I'm gonna go ahead and make a video response for here, so y'all can just kind of get what the person that was playing's feel for it. I'd like to do narrate the videos by myself when I'm playing, but since I don't have any of the software, I'm just gonna let Sturm do it. He does a great job, so thanks to you, Sturm. And that's it. Thank you.